Hey, Scoob, did you hear Nikki Blake is hosting a Scooby-Doo panel? No. Yeah. Like on today's Scooby-Doo episode, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy meet Nikki Blake. Yeah, in a Scooby Panel. Like, we need to get this puppy started. Okay, Nikki Blake, take it away, Scooby-Doo.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to the Scooby Panel. I'm your host, Nikki Blake from ScoobyAddicts.com, and today we are celebrating Christmas. Before we begin, I'll have everybody introduce themselves, and Wendy, we'll start with you.
Hi guys, I'm Wendy Bridge. I'm a commissioned artist. I've been collecting Scooby for over 30 years, and it would not be Christmas without Scrappy. Yay!
Alexa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alexa LAWLOR. I'm the host of the Unmasked History of Scooby-Doo podcast. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Trevor.
My name is Trevor Hawkins, and I'm an intuitive pop artist, and I'm a lover of Scooby-Doo and a collector of some years. And Merry Christmas.
DANII.
I'm DANII MEGER. I'm a Scooby-Doo collector and like social media kind of person, and I have the world record for the biggest collection of Scooby-Doo memorabilia.
And Joel.
Hi, I am Joel. Kind of goes with Noel.
Well,
And you can find me on YouTube under Plan Scooby.
Nice.
Joel wins the night. Let's leave. We don't even have to do this now.
Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. We are celebrating Christmas today, and I cannot believe it is Christmas.
Crazy.
I don't know where 2023 went. I still feel like it should be June, but here we are. It's Christmas. So it's time for some show and tell. Show us your favorite item in your collection. Wendy?
Okay, so I don't think I've ever been more excited in my life than to show you my brand new #1 favorite item in my collection. I'm sorry, Mighty Star Scooby, but you have been demoted to 2nd place. So anyone that follows me on social media probably has seen, oh, I forgot to bring it over. Well, anyway, when I was 9 years old, there was a Scooby-Doo comic book cover that Scott Geralds drew with a very scary werewolf, Shaggy and Scooby. And that comic book cover kind of changed my life a little bit. Scott is definitely one of the artists that inspired me to do what I do and to want to be at a certain level with my artwork. And that cover for me, there was just something about it that is what did it. It's why I did my Pup Named Scooby-Doo title card as like an homage to Scott, and that comic book cover that like did a lot for me and inspired me. And so Scott and I have gotten to be very good friends. And when I got this in the mail, I didn't know what to do, say, or feel, but my #1 favorite item in my Scooby collection, the original artwork that Scott did for that comic book cover. It's amazing in person. My tree is being a problem with the light. So we're just going to try and like block it out a little bit here. But this is amazing. I have no words. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, comic book cover, for helping make me the artist that I am today. There are no words. This is like a grail item that you don't actually think is attainable ever. You know, like there's a lot of things that are Scooby that you're like, oh, wow, that's really, really cool. And maybe it's very unlikely that you would get it because it's too expensive, or maybe it doesn't exist anymore. But this was one of those things where, I mean, like this is almost 30 years of loving Scooby, drawing things. Like this is like a piece of my life. I don't even know what to say except thank you, Scott. I love you. I love this. It's amazing. And yeah, I didn't think anything could ever beat my Mighty Star Scooby, but here we are. So Merry Christmas to me.
That's
And
really
Merry
cool.
Christmas to everybody else. I hope that at some point everybody gets something like this that just is like a piece of their heart and soul. I mean, guys, if something happens to me, make sure my dad buries me with this and my Scooby, my stuffed Scooby, those two things. If it doesn't come in the coffin with me, I will come back and haunt all of you. And I won't be one like a friendly ghost either. I won't be like Casper. I won't be Casper. I'll be like Harry Scary or worse. So yeah, but that's my new #1 favorite.
That's incredible. And I recall you saying you would never have any #1 except that Mighty Star. So that's pretty impressive.
It is. I did say that and I meant it. And I'm even surprised at myself, but it's the truth.
That's so cool. So mine is also a piece of artwork, and it is this amazing Bob Singer piece. So when we did the interview with him, I had asked him about this years ago, and he had done this as a commission for someone, and the people said it was too big for them to make prints of. And so for years, every time he posted this, I just oohed and awed, and I was like, oh, it's so awesome. Like, maybe I'll just print a picture of it. And then when we did the interview, he said that he recreated this piece just because I said that I wanted a print of it. And he sent this to me. So
Amazing.
yeah, so cool. Such an awesome piece of art. Such an amazing, amazing artist he is. And he's what, like 95? He's going to be 96 and he's still drawing.
Wow.
I mean, that's incredible. He's amazing. Thank you so much, Bob Singer. Like this, just, I love this so much. And it's just so crazy that he redrew the whole thing because I asked for a print. Like, that just blows my mind.
Wonderful.
Alexa.
I mean, on the art train, I just got Witch's Ghost storyboard in the mail from a good friend of mine. Shout out Bradford. So I'm super excited about that. But I've showed this off before, my 1979 War deck of cards. There's a Scooby-Dum and a Scooby-Dee card in here, so that's a favorite for sure. And I also wanted to show off just like a goofy item that I love a lot. And that's this hat.
Oh, it's so cute.
I love the ears. Are they stuffed? They're like plush ears?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
Chin
adorable. Trevor, what is your favorite item in your collection?
I cannot really follow up any of this. That just, well, like Wendy in her other years, it's like I couldn't just settle on one, so we're gonna do this one first. So this one, it's just look at it. It's so beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I love the orange color. I just love that it's from 1973. It was from a time when I was literally alive and watching it on TV, but I never had, it never showed up in any store we went to when I was a kid. I didn't even know this existed until just a few years ago, really. So, but anyway, I got the yellow one and I needed the orange one. And this other one, I think I might have shown it to Wendy and to Nikki, and it means little, but cleaning out my parents' house to finally get it sold in 50, 60 years of their life. And in a stack of things, I found a stack of cups and yes, that my mom saved this. I mean, she saved everything, but when I was little, I mean, me or my brother drank out of this. It's real. It's mine. And anyway, it's not worth a lot of money or whatever, but anyway.
Yeah, it's
Cinema.
worth something to you. That's what matters.
Absolutely.
And just look at the color on her, even though they got it wrong. I really like, I could see her being colored and drawn that way
Yeah, for sure.
Really like that. So anyway, that's that.
Just a quick little share. I just got the orange lunchbox with the thermos off of Marketplace for $60.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
Woo.
What
No.
color is the thermos, Nikki? What color is the thermos?
It's orange.
Oh, yes. Great. Oh, that's awesome.
DANII, what is your favorite item in your collection?
As always, I have a lot of trouble with this because I love all of them. Otherwise, they would not be allowed in this Scoob house. But I have to highlight something very, very special because it was a gift. There's also a really great video on my TikTok of me getting this and just bursting into tears.
Go watch it.
This
Oh,
is a signed Boo Brothers cell, which like matches my only other cell, which is a Boo Brothers cell signed by Bill and Joe. And basically this popped up on Facebook Marketplace around me, but I just didn't have the money for it. And so my friends asked me for a wish list for my birthday, and I put it at the bottom and I said for the memes because art sales are not super cheap. So like I didn't like mean it, but I was like, ha, I'm a little shit basically. And so a bunch of them, a few of them, my boyfriend especially, and one of my best friends, Lanessa, they first of all haggled. I'm so proud. Oh, I'm so proud. They haggled and they bought it for me and surprised me with it. And there's also a fun side story where I noticed it went down off Facebook Marketplace and cried.
Aw.
Aw.
They thought they missed out on it, but it was just because they had bought it.
Aw. That's so
But
sweet.
yeah. So now they live together in the Scooby Stairs, one above the other. Boo Brothers is my favorite movie, so oh god, the fingerprints.
That's great. That's so cool.
Yeah. Definitely like so important.
Yeah.
Nice. Joel, what is your favorite item in your collection?
Yeah, mine's nothing that spectacular. It's just my first Scooby-Doo item I got. It's a little.
oh.
My dad got it for me at. They went to the opening of Canada's Wonderland, which was like a Hanna-Barbera park. And they were so upset they couldn't bring me, but it was like an adults only kind of thing because they were serving alcohol.
Oh.
And I was too young to go on roller coasters anyway, but he brought me that back and I've had it since. And it's always been with me. Like if I get a job in an office, it's usually on my desk. One time someone played a prank and hit it on me and
Uh-oh.
they were in tears about 2 hours later.
Good.
'Cause,
Good.
I was pissed. So I'm more careful of them now since that prank. But yeah, that's my favorite item.
Nice. Everybody has great items and no repeats, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that, you know, everybody has a story behind their favorite item, and that's just really cool. What about grails? What are your current grails? Wendy?
Well, I have been super duper fortunate in the last few years that I got all of my grails. So now I've had to like make a new list of grails just to have something to, you know, although I will admit I didn't think this was possible, but there does come a time where you are satisfied with everything that you have. It doesn't mean that you don't want new things or anything, but there is that moment where I was like, if I didn't get anything else, I would be okay with it. I wouldn't be feeling like I missed out or something. Like I love all of the pieces that I have. Everything has like a meaning to me. But of course, there are still lots of fun Scooby items out there that I would love to get. Actually, I have to give a shout out to Derek because a few years ago on our Christmas panel, we were talking about our grails and I mentioned the Tree Topper Scooby, and Derek messaged me and was like, hey, I have an extra one. You want to do a trade? And I'm like, yes. Do you even have to ask me that? So I did get him. So I'm still looking for the Nutcracker Scooby-Doo. I still don't know. I don't know what it is about him. Even the little mini ornament one is very, very cute. Wouldn't mind getting that one, but especially the big one. Also really love the stocking holder where he's like leaning over the edge with like his paw and his arm down. And I don't know why those are so expensive. I didn't really think that it would merit being an item that was that pricey, but like I understand the nutcracker, but the stocking holders, it's a little plain. It's a little small, but it's very cool. And also in 1976, they did this really cool Scooby phonograph. And it just looks amazing. I mean, it's not really, for me, it's not really like a practical item because I am running out of space in my house for anything, not just my closet for my Scooby stuff, but like for anything. So I'm trying to be careful. And it's about, you know, yay big. So not the easiest thing to display, but I don't know. It's just so neat. And to maybe have like a working one would be really cool. But yeah, top of the list. I'm on the hunt for the nutcracker.
The stocking holder, is that the one where he has on the Santa hat?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just got that like
Yay.
maybe a month ago for
That's
$15.
Whoa. That's
Yeah.
great.
So I will
Awesome.
be on the lookout for another one. My current grails are the Scoob movie theater standee. I just need him. Like, he's so cute. He's just so cute. And like Wendy, the Nutcracker. And I also had to make a new grail list because the last time we mentioned our grails, I have gotten all of those. So,
Excellent.
Alexa, what are your grails?
I am still looking for the Scooby-Dum push puppet and basically just anything Scooby-Dum related. He's my favorite character. So I have quite a few things with him on it, but some of the vintage things I'm still looking for. I would love one or two of the different Scooby-Doo bowling balls that they made. Just because that's super cool. And there's still some vintage jigsaw puzzles that I'm looking for, like any of the pop ones would love. I don't want to list too many things, but like the costume cards from the Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed trading card set, would love to have a full set of those. And lastly, I have a Scooby-Doo snow shovel that I had when I was a kid, but it is rusted so badly, and I would love to find another one in better condition.
Well, I don't even think I knew they made shovels.
It's really cute.
Trevor, what are your grails?
Well, I would like a Scooby-Doo push puppet. The other day just hit the button to get a Scooby-Dum at a price that I'm ashamed of.
It wasn't that bad.
Well,
It's Christmas. It's fine. It's
over
fine.
$100. But I couldn't help it. And I have the Scooby-Doo push puppet, the modern one from the Christmas candy. So I don't need that, but I would like a Scooby-Doo. I would like a Scooby-Doo. And also on the rest of these cups, I've got Fred and I've got Velma. And those were also from when I was a kid. But Shaggy, Scooby, the Mystery Machine, some of them end up being very expensive on eBay. So there was 3 of them for $90, and I just couldn't justify that. So I would like that. And also some of the puzzles from the 70s. But yeah, I'm definitely kind of trying to fill in the vintage gaps just to, you know, pretend that I had everything from when I was little.
DANII, what are your grails?
I too, of course, got some of my grails after mentioning them. The
Vacuum cleaner.
still. And also Nikki found me the doll that she absolutely hates, but I love.
Is it creepy? Was it creepy?
And unfortunately it's still with Nikki, which means she's being tortured over there.
All right, she's facing the opposite way and there's like stuff in front of her, so I can't even see her. It's good.
But the one still the one I've always mentioned is the one cookie jar of Scooby breaking out of the TV from Studio Store. Have not found that and refuse to get any other cookie jar before I get that one. So we are cookie jarless here. Sorry, man. Sorry. And otherwise, like, just a lot of the kind of cool different stuff from the Warner Brothers Studio Store. That's definitely like kind of my style. There's like a light switch cover, I guess is what you would call it, that looks a lot like the Scooby with a flashlight lamp. That he kind of matches that. So I like all the weird stuff. There's like a talking mouse pad also, like that's really cool. So I like weird stuff. I want all the weird Warner Brothers Studio Store stuff.
Joel, what are your grails?
Something I'll never ever get, but would love is the pinball machine. Huge girl. Like you, Nikki, the Scoob stand-in thing. And then like I just love tiki culture, so I always wanted that. It's easy to get. It's just expensive to get in Canada. I want that Witch Doctor tiki that came out a couple years ago. It's like every time I look at it, it's like $40, but then $60 to ship it to you. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I might have a lead on that one.
Oh yeah?
More reasonable Canadian shipping. Yes, I will. I will send it.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that I could probably list like 20 other things that I want, but I recently found stuff that was fairly cheap that I didn't even know existed that I decided that I needed and bought. But yeah. Yeah. There's so much Scooby stuff out there. It's amazing the amount of stuff that's out there. Here's a fun question. If you were to spend Christmas Eve with Scooby, what would that look like? And would you include the whole gang? Wendy?
I've thought way too much about this one. Like I really have. And I know exactly what it is. And like some of you are going to hate it. All my kid, well, maybe not Joel, but my Canadian girls are going to love it though. Like, it would be fine if Scooby and Dee and Dumb and Yabba were there too, but I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I really don't need anybody there but Scrappy. And it would just be Christmas Eve, sitting by the fire in like the most comfy blanket that you can find with some eggnog and like little Scrappy on my lap. And I'm just like petting him. And we're watching like a marathon of all of the holiday special cartoons. So there's like a Yogi Bear one. There's a Casper's First Christmas. Of course, the Nutcracker Scoob, the Jetsons Christmas Carol. There's 2 different Flintstones, classic Flintstones ones. There's a couple of Smurf ones that are even pretty good. And just like the whole night, just going through those holiday ones with just me and little Scrappy. And like, I can picture him so vividly, like lying down in like classic puppy pose. You know, everyone's like, oh, he stands up weird. He should get on all fours. Well, okay. Well, you could imagine him like lying on my lap like an actual dog with his little eyes closed and just me like, oh, Scrappy, I love you. And that is like my perfect Christmas Eve. I don't even need, like, I'm sorry, Scooby. You can go to somebody else's house. But Scrappy's coming to my house. And it just
First
makes
of
me so
all,
happy thinking about that.
That sounds like torture to have to spend the whole night with Scrappy, just Scrappy. I mean, at least Scooby can like help buffer his attitude, but just Scrappy?
Look at him. He doesn't have an attitude. Look how cute he is.
Okay. So I would not invite Scrappy. So it's a good thing that Wendy's going to take him in. And I would have Scooby and the gang there. And anyone else that wants to come except Scrappy, he's the only one that's not invited, can come. We're going to have a ton of food. And we're going to hang out. And we're going to watch Christmas specials. And we're just going to have a great time. And Trevor said that I have to make sure that I have hot chocolate there.
Yep. Hot chocolate.
There will be hot chocolate. So if you guys want to come, you're invited. Just
except for me.
Except Wendy and Scrappy. Wendy can come without Scrappy, but Scrappy's not allowed.
He's not going to leave him behind.
I'm not. No, it's fine. We'll be alone. It's fine. Okay.
Alexa, how would you celebrate Christmas with Scooby?
I would have Scooby and the whole gang, and some of the family characters like Scooby Dumb and Scooby Dee would all be invited as well. And if you're familiar with Casper's First Christmas, I would want to have like the montage where they're like decorating the house. That's what I would want to do with the gang.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice. Trevor, how would you celebrate Christmas Eve with Scooby?
I have I have several things that I thought about, but one of them would be taking them to an all-you-could-eat buffet, because that would be the only way I could really afford Shaggy and Scooby, and probably the Golden Corral, but I'm just envisioning it. I made them probably taking the whole trays of stuff and just and then I was thinking of taking them all to an escape room. There's an escape room in Georgia, and they've got a Scooby themed escape room. So we would all do that, and that would be fun. And after that, we would take the mystery machine out and go looking at Christmas lights in neighborhoods. So yeah,
That's nice.
That
That'd
would
be
be
fun.
really cool to look at Christmas lights in the mystery machine. I think we need to call Brent and we need to get him and the mystery machine and we need to go visit him again and check out some Christmas lights.
that would be excellent.
Danny, how would you celebrate Christmas Eve with Scooby?
This one is dangerous. I am actually not a huge Christmas person. So I would want something very, very low key. Probably I like making cookies because I like eating cookies. And decorating them is fun too. So there would probably be that and watching Christmas Scooby stuff. And my favorite Christmas movie, which is Muppet Treasure Island. Very important Christmas movie. So probably watching that and just low key chill vibes.
Are you like anti-Christmas or just
Not like I'm so glad people love it so much. It's just for me, it's like not always been like the best experience. So I'm just kind of like, it's Christmas, y'all have fun, and I'll be over here.
yeah, I get that. Joel, how would you spend Christmas Eve with Scooby?
I'm a selfish prick because I want the full Scooby-Doo experience with a mystery. Like I haven't worked it out. Maybe I'm kidnapped. Maybe I'm the villain. I'm probably the villain. I'm gonna end up with coal in my stocking at the end of the episode. I've worked out that Scooby's gonna leave Scooby snacks for Santa, and then they're gonna disappear halfway through or near the end.
Wow.
But we're not gonna see Santa. There's no guest stars in my episode. I don't want any more guest stars. Just the mystery. I want a Scooby-Doo mystery. I want to be involved one way or another.
That sounds great. I like that.
That's so
Perfect.
good.
I was thinking that if the gang's going to be at my house, maybe they can figure out who's haunting my house and then I'll have an idea of what's going on. So,
There you go.
yeah.
Good angle.
Yeah.
Well, mine was basically a version of the mystery, but without all the sharp edges. And I did that basically to consider Shaggy and Scooby, so they wouldn't really have to be scared. So, but I'm all for Joel. Yeah, I was thinking of looking up the haunted houses in the Atlanta area, and then just trying to figure out a trip there too. That crossed my mind.
Yeah. That could make for another good Scooby outing too, going to a haunted house. Justin said he has the equipment, so he for the paranormal stuff. So maybe we
I
need
do
to,
too. We'd have double. I got
Nice.
EMF, spirit
Oh, we
box,
could all
laser
go
grid.
in costume and stuff.
yeah.
It would
Yeah.
be cool. I
That
claim
sounds like a
that.
great outing.
Yes.
All for it. Yeah. Our final topic or question. Do you have any advice for other collectors? Wendy?
Collect only what you love and what you can afford. If collecting becomes like a chore to you, I've seen that where people, they really enjoy it, and then all of a sudden they're like, wow, this is getting to be like so much work to go to like all these different Comic-Cons to collect things or to like travel to pick something up, and like it's becoming like a burden to them. I'm like, it's time to stop then. This is no longer something that you're doing for fun, and I feel like collecting needs to be for fun. It's an investment in your happiness and your joy, not a monetary investment, in my opinion. So buy the things that you love. You don't necessarily need everything. I mean, if you are a collector that your shtick is that you want to have everything, like that's a valid thing to do, but that's a specific type of collecting. If you're just a regular Joe and, you know, you just really, really like this, I would definitely say like edit what you're buying. Make it something that's curated, something that you really, really love and enjoy and that you don't want to get rid of ever. Because sometimes you can overdo it. And if you're getting things that you don't really like and you're just getting them, you don't have the same attachment to them. And I feel like it can maybe like taint your entire collection to the point where you unfortunately might turn into one of those people that's like I can't keep up with it, and like you're just not enjoying it anymore. And it really, really, really needs to be something that brings you joy and is not like a burden to you either mentally or financially, you know. And like I get it, it sucks when you can't afford stuff, but that's why I think it's important to choose pieces that you really, really love, because then you can either save up for ones that are a little bit more expensive, or when you don't get certain things, you're not as disappointed in it because you're like, well, yeah, that would have been nice to have, but like, I don't need it. You know, I mean, I guess we don't need any of it, but there are things where, yeah, you kind of do. I need it to be happy. Let's put it that way. I need it to be happy. But there's a lot of things too where it's like, yeah, I would enjoy that, but I don't need it to be happy. And so I would say look for those things. Don't like live within your means, please. You know, there's always going to be, well, maybe not always, but for the most part, even if you don't get the one thing right now, there is a very good chance that you will see it again and be able to pick it up. And like we have learned tonight, you can get a good deal sometimes. It's not, you don't always have to resort to like freaking eBay and like $100 later, you know, like there are times where, yeah, if you hold out for it, you can get a really good deal. And that feels even better when you get the thing that you want and you didn't have to break the bank and like feel kind of guilty about it for a while. So collect what you love, collect within your means, don't overdo it. And it's got to be something that you enjoy doing. If you stop enjoying it, it's time for a new hobby. Like just walk away from it, at least for a little while, and like reset it, because it's a place like when I come in my closet, I come in here to like feel happiness and joy. And that's all that I feel in here, because all of my pieces, I know where they came from. I know who gave it to me or where I was when I got it, what the circumstances were. Almost everything has a story to it and some kind of personal meaning to me. And that just makes it so much better, because when I'm, you know, if I live to be 80 or 90 years old, it's still going to be bringing me the joy because there's memories attached to it as well. They're not just things. It's not just stuff. So collecting memories is just as important as collecting the items. So when you can get an item that has a memory attached to it, you're going to be attached to that for a lot longer than if it's just stuff. And a lot of it is just stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. But especially if you're just starting out and you know, like budget is a huge thing, just pick and choose here and there. And even better to have a small collection with 100% things that you are madly, crazy, wildly in love with, than an enormous collection that is filled with stuff that you're just kind of like, eh. Like it's cool, it's fine, but you don't have any attachment to it. Like you should have an attachment to your collection, I think. I think that's kind of the point. So yeah, collect what you love.
I agree that you do definitely need to be happy with your collection and what you're collecting. And I think that trying to be the best of the best is something that people should stop striving for, because will you ever be the best of the best in collecting? Like what is that mark that says that you're the best of the best? Like I feel like that's so much pressure on somebody, and then like you said, Wendy, they kind of stop feeling that connection and the joy, and then they don't want to collect anymore. So I agree. Like, you just have to be happy and collect your way. Like, do what you want to do, what makes you happy. And I also want to stress that we need to be happy for other collectors. Like, yeah, maybe they got something that you want, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to be mad at them or mean to them. Like, just be happy for them. And then maybe those same people will be on the lookout for things for you and let you know when something comes up that they know that you're looking for. You know, it's so much better to work together and support each other than it is to be jealous and mean. So just, yeah, we need more positivity in the Scooby community, and we need more support and just to work together. I think that's important. Alexa, any advice for other collectors?
I would say to set limits and stick to your morals. Because if there's a company that you don't like and for whatever reason you're like, oh, I don't want to support that company, but then they come out with something that is the character that you love, like, you don't need to buy that. You don't need to have everything, and you don't need to support bad companies just because you want the item. And as far as limits go, like, for example, right now, if I'm on eBay, I will not buy anything from anywhere else other than Canada, because I can't justify like the extreme shipping rates and extreme conversion rate. So if I'm buying something on eBay, it's only item location set to Canada. That's all I'll do. And if you have any questions, or if you're just starting out, you should probably take Danny's collecting course at, what's the URL, Danny?
worldrecordcollector.com.
Highly recommend.
Yes, it is a great course. Definitely recommend that. If you have questions or you're starting out, it's amazing. Check it out. Trevor, any advice for other collectors?
Wow, I feel like it's all been said, but I think the one thing I thought about maybe still hadn't been said. For me, it's important to focus and pick something you like. It's Scooby's huge, but maybe you love Scooby and you always like stuffed animals, and then you can just start getting plushes. And you love Scooby-Doo, but you drink coffee and hot chocolate or tea, start getting the cups and mugs and things. You know, that's one easy way to just not feel the pressure of all that stuff on the internet. And if you want to collect board games or puzzles, but start small and then focus. And for me, I've just decided lately, I mean, well, I'm going to go back, you know, to the older things and as a time period. A lot of what I had, some of it was like from the 90s and some of it was from the Warner store. But I'm somebody, as an artist, I've just really loved, I've loved Scooby-Doo. I've watched Scooby-Doo. It's like in my soul. So in a weird way, I don't need the external support of it so much, but I do like, as Wendy said, seeing, you know, when I look at it and it, you know, it just makes you feel something. It's good. Not that you really required an outward thing, but it's nice to have a reminder. And so yeah, focus on, and don't be ashamed of if you pick something like, you know, Scooby-Doo pencils and erasers. You know, someone's going, wow, why do you get something else? It's like, well, this is what I like. You know, I write a lot or I draw. So yeah.
Danny, advice for other collectors?
Yeah, I was like, dang, I have a whole course, man. I gotta narrow it down. But what everybody's saying is like so good. So freaking good. I think I'll choose on stuff that I feel like people might not like share very often. And that is your collection and how it is not you. It is part of you. So if we're looking at size, worth, anything like that, it's not related to who you are as a person. So if somebody has a bigger collection, you are still an amazing person and your collection is still amazing. So do not ever confuse those two things, because there are no set parameters for collecting. There's no rules, there's no measurement. That means that your collection should serve you and you alone. And the other thing I would say is get your collection a few inches off the floor. Okay, don't have it on the floor, that's dangerous. Windows, sun damage is a thing. These are blinds, and then I also have coverings behind so that I cannot sun fade any of my collectibles. Light bulbs, LEDs still can have a heat emitted from them, so be careful with the type of lights that you use around your collection, and also look out for humidity, because you know, sinks and windows that aren't the best and everything like that, all of that can warp your collection, and I don't want you to lose anything important.
Excellent advice. Joel, any advice for other collectors?
Trying to differentiate myself, not repeat anything. So I think if you see something out in the wild, chances are it probably won't be there if you go back. So snap it up. If it's like a thrift shop, secondhand store. Like I saw some scratched up video game, computer game, Scooby item. It was like $2, and I went up to the counter and I didn't have any cash. So I was going to pay with my debit card, and they're like, "Oh, the thing's broken." I'm like, okay, I'm just going to run home, come back. 10 minutes later, thing was sold already. It was gone. And it wasn't even like the most amazing Scooby item. Like my heart isn't broken over it, but I'm like, man, Scooby stuff is popular. So I feel like I'm crazy because you're all just like,
No, I was
no, I
just
wanna
thinking,
know-
why
I
didn't
wanna
you
know
ask?
where it's at.
Why didn't you ask him to hold it for you? My goodness, I surely would have.
Yeah, why didn't they do that just automatically? Like, we're
Automatically,
gonna go
that's-
break some kneecaps after this.
Thank
I
you.
know.
It's like put it behind
This
the
is a thing.
counter.
Where was this, Joel?
Like,
it was
yeah,
a Salvation Army.
oh,
Okay, well, still, I'll take them
Yeah.
out back first, and then we'll break their kneecaps. But
I
Yeah,
got
that
my
was a-
Scooby baseball gloves.
do you have a
Ask
Scooby
me.
baseball
Go.
bat?
Boxing.
road trip to Joel's. Let's go.
Okay.
Wow, this just took a really, really strange turn all of a sudden.
Well, it's community support, Nikki. Didn't you just say you
Spirit
want
of
us to help
Christmas.
each other out?
The
It's like
spirit
a
of giving
dimly
and
lit
loving.
alleyway, and you just get Scrappy being like,
Oh
"Squeak!"
yeah, yeah. He could be our. Yeah.
Okay. We are going to wrap things up. Before we do, let everyone know where they can find you on social media. And if you have a Christmas message for everyone, you can say so. Wendy?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm at Wendy Bridge. Twitter is Wendy Loves Jesus. My blog is wendylovesjesus.wordpress.com. Merry Christmas to everybody. Take the advice of Charles Dickens. Keep Christmas in your heart all the year. Be nice, be kind to people, love one another. Don't treat anybody else the way that, you know, don't treat anybody the way that you wouldn't appreciate being treated. It doesn't matter if people treat you poorly. Be the better person. Stay true to yourself. And just show people why we love Scooby, because Scooby teaches all of these wonderful values about friendship and love and responsibility and respectability. Christmas is the perfect time to do that. Smile at somebody on the street, hold the door open for somebody. Just be nice, and Merry Christmas.
Alexa?
Yeah, I echo that. You can listen to the podcast wherever you would like to listen to podcasts as you're possibly cozied up by a fire. Merry Christmas, no matter what you celebrate, whether that's Christmas or something else, or if you don't celebrate it at all. Hope you have a cozy time with family or friends or whoever you choose to celebrate with. And don't stress. Like, a lot of people put a lot of weight on Christmas. It doesn't need to be that big of a deal. Like, just if you don't have the budget right now to get like fantastic gifts, don't worry about it. Just like give someone something from the heart, or a hug works too. Like, it's a stressful time. Don't worry about it.
Could buy everybody a pack of Scooby snacks. Just get like the big box and then each person gets a pack from the box. There you go.
There you go.
Trevor.
You can find me on Instagram at Funky Philosophy Fridays. And Merry Christmas, everybody. And I just want to put forth the idea that it's a season. Don't take on the pressures of it as you have to be so happy about it all the time, but take the time to find time for yourself. Do something nice. If it's going back and listening to some Christmas carols that made you happy when you were smaller, if it's going to maybe spend some time and looking at Christmas lights, or window shopping, if it's spending time with friends that you don't see, if it's eating a meal that means a lot and it's food that you don't normally get, or maybe it's something a little more than you can afford, do it. Because life is short and memories are what you carry. But know that it doesn't have to look the same way your Christmas as anybody else's. And just know, that Scooby loves you, and find some solace in that. And but yeah, I don't know what else to say, but Merry Christmas.
Danny?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube at World Record Collector. My collector's course is at worldrecordcollector.com, and I'm Danny Cass on Twitter. And I would just say enjoy yourself, take care of yourself, and don't worry about what other people are doing. Just do your best. And Happy New Year too.
Joe?
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. And you can find me on YouTube under Planet Scooby. And I just echo what everyone else said, because y'all said it fantastically.
And you can find all my links on ScoobyAddicts.com. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. This is great. New Year, very soon. More Scooby, more panels.
Yay.
I feel like
Love
we
you.
should sing now.
Oh, jeez. Roll the credit.
Thank you for tuning in to another Scooby panel. I'm Nikki Blake from ScoobyAddicts.com. If you like these panels, please subscribe to my channel for more great discussions. A huge shout out to our patrons, Julie Rosen, Ross from ScoobyFan.net, Tagus, and Elizabeth Maloney. If you would like to support the Scooby panel, please go to patreon.com/ScoobyAddicts. A very special thank you to artist, blogger, and Scooby collector Wendy BRYDGE, Joel from Planet Scooby, Alexa LAWLOR from the Unmasked History of Scooby-Doo podcast, Scooby collector and record holder DANII MEGER, and pop artist and Scooby fan Trevor Hawkins. Scooby Panel is available in podcast form on most podcast platforms or as a web series on YouTube. You can find Scooby Panel on Instagram, Facebook, and X as @ScoobyPanel. Scooby and Shaggy were voiced by Scott Innes. Check out Scott's website, onescottshop.com. Scooby Addicts artwork by Will Davenport. Video editing by Nikki Blake. Music composed and performed by Bovine Nightmares. Please join us next time for another Scooby panel.